في شهر خير قد أتى بنفوحه تحيا القلوب.
Welcome to the season finale. I'm Rahik, and today we're sharing the best moments of Anwar Ramadaniyya that we have shared over the past 2 seasons.
And I am Ibrahim. Today we will look back at our journey from the competitive energy of Season 1 to the intense conversations that shaped Season 2.
Yeah, and it's all about how we grow together. However, this podcast was never meant to be just something you listen to in the background. It was meant to guide you to a better Ramadan, turning your study hours into worship, your words into kindness, and keeping that spiritual spark alive long after the month is over.
We have prepared some audio reenactments where we revisit moments like the blessings of the night, the difference between habit and worship, and how to keep the spirit of Ramadan even after it ends.
But here's the best part. We're finally shining light on the hidden heroes behind the mics and screens. We'll be chatting with our planners, editors, and voice teams to hear the stories behind their hard work.
So, before we hear them, let's take a quick look back at Season 1.
وقت السحر هو أعظم أوقات القرب من الله، حيث ينزل سبحانه إلى السماء الدنيا. لكن للأسف بعض الناس ينسى أن ليالي رمضان جزء من رمضان، فينغمس في الملهيات بينما يعتبر الليل فرصة عظيمة للمغفرة والرحمة. فتخيل كل ليلة هناك أناس يعتقون من النار، فهل نغتنم هذه الفرصة أم نضيعها؟
Those moments. Do you remember them, Ibrahim? When we first listened to episode 2, season 1? It feels like a wake-up call for our hearts.
I do. Back then, we were just listeners waiting for the episodes like everyone else. We felt like those words were not normal text, but reminders that helped improve our relationship with Allah.
And now things are different. The journey is no longer just about listening. It has become about creating and engaging. We moved from being listeners to becoming hosts of season 2.
Honestly, the change wasn't easy. You remember the challenge we faced when we became part of the narration team, especially for the short clips.
Oh, the shorts. The competition to record the fastest take kept us constantly excited. But for the main episode, it was completely different. We weren't racing for the speed, but for sincerity in performance.
You are right. We had to truly feel the message ourselves so that it could touch people's hearts the same way it touched our.
After all the competition we have shared, I have a question for our voice team. Was there a text you performed that truly moved you, where your voice changed naturally without planning it?
At first, I was just reading a script, but when I reached the part, Allah knows, when the heart concealed, I got literal goosebumps. I realized how we try to look perfect for people, but Allah knows the truth inside. I didn't even know I was drifting until those words hit me. It wasn't just a podcast anymore. It was the wake-up call I never knew I needed.
I can totally feel that. The part that gave you goosebumps really shows how powerful the words were. It wasn't just reading a script, it actually hit you and made the moment real.
Indeed, and Anwar Ramadaniyya isn't just about voices. It also has the visual side that you helped create. So now let's turn to our design and editing team.
In our main episodes, we kept a constant identity so listeners felt familiar, but for our shorts, you constantly brought fresh, vibrant ideas, making each one feel new and different.
Some ideas come to life even better than we imagined. Were there any clips that exceeded your expectations, turning out even more impactful than you thought?
Actually, there was a clip that really surprised me. It was when I was making a short recap for season 1. I was learning new things as I went, so I didn't expect it to turn out very well. But as I worked on it, it ended up looking much better than I imagined.
Wait, are you talking about that short from episode 4? The one that starts with "The important thing is now knowing how to make the most of these final days." Honestly, the design in that clip was so professional. It didn't look like a learning moment at all. It looked like the work of an expert.
Absolutely. And just as our design team gave Anwar Ramadaniyya a visual soul, our listeners gave them the heartbeat through their engagement. Now, it's time to honor the connection.
It's time for the season 2 highlights. We will go over the questions from our 3 episodes and give a shout out to the winners who shared their insights with us.
محطة يتميز فيها الصادقون ويختبر فيها ثبات العزم في منتصف الطريق.
ورغم أنف رجل دخل عليه رمضان ثم انسلخ قبل أن يغفر له.
حبيباتي, تذكرنا أن كل عمل تقمن به في رمضان يحتسب لكن أجره حتى أبسط الأمور،
وهو دعاء يجمع خيري الدنيا والآخرة.
ختاما، شدوا مآزركم واستعدوا لسباق الأمتار الأخيرة، فهما ليال معدودة ويغادرنا الضيف العزيز.
In our first episode, we explained a roadmap to balance daily life and worship and avoid spiritual burnout. We asked for 3 practical tips and things that reduces spiritual focus, al-khushu'.
and the responses were incredible. Those who listened closely answered that the 3 tips are: first, the complete disconnected from anything that displeases Allah; second, the smart schedule, which is dividing the month into manageable goals; third, as for the thing that drains focus, the majority agreed it was social media.
It is our pleasure to announce that the winner is Ruqayya Khalid. Congratulations on your 35 Malaysian ringgit prize.
In the second episode, our conversation focused on the glad tidings for people who could not perform some acts of worship because of valid excuses. We asked you for 2 specific tidings, and your answers showed how much you were touched by the great mercy of Allah.
The answers were close, but no one gave the exact answer. So here are the 2 glad tidings. The tiding of sincere intention. Whoever intends to do a good deed, like at-tarawih, but is occupied or prevented by an excuse, the full reward is written because of their intention. The tiding of habitual worship. For the acts of worship to regularly perform, Allah records the full reward if a barrier prevents you from doing them, as if you had actually performed them.
Even though no one won the prize for this episode, we all gained this valuable knowledge.
In the third episode, we talked about why Allah hid the exact night of Laylatul Qadr and how Muslims can make sure they gain its reward.
You answered very well. Allah hid the night to test how sincere we are in our effort. We shouldn't just search for signs, but spend the whole last 10 nights in prayer and remembrance.
The win for this episode goes to Juri Farwan. A huge congratulations to you on your 20 Malaysian ringgit prize.
Thank you to everyone who engaged, everyone who genuinely searched for the truth, and everyone who shared these moments with us. You aren't just the listeners, you are our partners in the success of أنوار رمضانية.
البعض يظن أن العبادة أوامر ونواهي فقط، لكن حتى الفرح يكون عبادة إذا كان في طاعة الله. العيد ليس مجرد فرحة للأطفال، بل مكافأة من الله للصائم واحتفال بالعتق من النار.
Episode 4 talked about the time after Ramadan, when many people worry that their spiritual energy might fade once the moon of Shawwal appears.
In fact, the girls start an important conversation. Can we stay the same person we were in Ramadan? The answer changed the way we think. Ramadan isn't the finish line. It is the starting point. It's not about doing everything at once. It's about small, constant actions, like 1 page of Quran or short 2 minutes dua that you do every day.
And I loved how they described Eid. It's not a break from Allah. Instead, Eid is to celebrate and to be grateful to Him. Throwing back at season 1, we talked about how joy itself can be an act of worship, and it's whether you share a gift or even just a smile. That way, we are actually following the commands of Allah. We also learned that we don't just wait for the Eid spirit, we create it ourselves.
It was a beautiful reminder that the light of Ramadan doesn't have to turn off. We just carry it into every other month of the year. Turning those actions into habits is what really defines our journey.
And behind every step in this project was our planning and editing team, 3 people taking on a huge amount of responsibility and effort.
Exactly. They took an idea and turned it into episode we know today. From writing the scripts to finishing every edit, their dedication made it all possible. Now we have a few questions to hear more about how each of you worked behind the scenes.
Sarah, you have been a pillar of our content. Every episode comes with its challenges. Looking back at season 2, what was the hardest part of planning the content?
بالنسبة لي كان أصعب شيء في تخطيط الموسم الثاني هو تحويل أفكارنا إلى نص واضح ومترابط، لأن الفكرة دائما تكون بسيطة، لكن حين نبدأ بكتابتها يظهر التحدي الحقيقي. نحاول تمييق الكلام ونوازن بين الأفكار، ونبحث عن الأمثلة والأدلة التي تدعم أفكارنا حتى نوصل الرسالة للمشاهد بشكل واضح وسليم.
Truly, it's that dedication that kept the roadmap on track. Thanks for your effort, Sarah. Now, moving from the challenges you mentioned to how an episode begins. Sophia, everyone sees the final product, but we want to know, how do you usually come up with the first idea for an episode? Is there a process you usually go through?
Well, for us, Ibrahim, the spark isn't a solo moment, it's teamwork. Someone brings the main idea for an episode to the table, and then we all gather together. We share, we take each other's opinion, and we build on those thoughts. Honestly, these conversations usually turn into this funny, nice chatting, which makes the whole process enjoyable. From there, we move to writing the script, then hand it to our narration team, and carefully choose the right person to record. Once it comes back to us, we edit and produce the whole thing, bringing it to life from a simple script to a finished episode. After a final watch together, we upload it and wait for everyone's love. So yeah, that's the whole spark of it. A process of joy from start to finish.
That sounds like a busy but creative process. Thank you, Sophia, for sharing with us how it's all come together. And finally, Ruqayya, hearing how you build these episodes make me curious about what we didn't get to see. If you could go back to planning season 2, was there an idea you wished you could have included but couldn't fit it?
بصراحة كانت هناك الكثير من الأفكار التي كنت أرغب بإضافتها، لكن ضيق الوقت وجدول الحلقات خلال شهر رمضان جعلنا نركز على مواضيع أساسية. ومن بين الأفكار التي كنت متحمسة لها هي فقرة تفاعلية مع المستمعين، حيث يشاركوننا روتينهم اليومي وكيف يرتبون وقتهم في هذا الشهر. كذلك كنت أفكر في حلقة تتناول مبطلات الصيام، لأن الكثير من الناس يجهلونها ولا يلقون لها بالا، وهناك أمور يظن البعض أنها مفطرة وهي في الحقيقة لا تفطر. ولا زلت أرى أن هذا الموضوع مهم جدا، لأنه يساعد الناس على الصيام بوعي أكبر.
Don't feel bad about it, Ruqayya. Think of it as a seed waiting for the right time. Maybe it's the headline of season 3.
It's truly inspiring to see that you still have so many ideas. Looking at the standard you have set, my only wish is for third season, not just to continue, but to have you all here again, challenging us with even bolder visions than what you have already given us.
I couldn't agree more, Ibrahim, to every hand that work behind the scenes, the narrators, the planners, and our editing teams. You are the heart of this project. It wasn't an easy road, but your dedication made Anwar Ramadaniyة what is it today.
And to you, our listeners, thank you for being our true motivation. Your support is what kept us going, and we honestly can't wait to bring you more meaningful moments in the future.
Thank you for being part of our family and for everyone who joined us on this journey. Until next time, stay inspired and keep growing.
في شهر خير قد أتى بنفوحه تحيا القلوب وتوقظ الأرواح. أنوار رمضانية نروي بها أمل القلوب وننثر الإسلام.